Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, is a figure shrouded in both mystery and legend. While she is often romanticized for her beauty, intelligence, and relationships with powerful Roman leaders like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, some historical accounts suggest that she took controversial and ruthless actions to maintain her power. It's important to note that historical records from this period can be biased, exaggerated, or inaccurate, and Cleopatra's reputation has been influenced by both her enemies and subsequent interpretations over the centuries. Here are some of the acts and events associated with Cleopatra that have been viewed critically by historians. Cleopatra manipulated the Roman leaders. She was known for her relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, which some critics argue she used to manipulate and maintain her power in Egypt. Cleopatra reportedly ordered the execution of several family members, including her younger sister, Arsinoe IV, to eliminate potential rivals to the throne. She used poison as a political tool to eliminate her enemies and consolidate her power. Cleopatra engaged in complex political intrigues and betrayals to secure alliances and protect her interests, often at the expense of others. She controlled the Nile. Cleopatra exerted control over the Nile River, Egypt's lifeblood, using it as a weapon to manipulate her subjects and enemies alike. Cleopatra cultivated a cult of personality, portraying herself as a divine ruler to legitimize her rule and demand loyalty from her subjects. In military campaigns, Cleopatra was involved in military campaigns to expand her territory, which led to conflicts and casualties. The financial exploitation that Cleopatra imposed was heavy taxes and exploited Egypt's resources to fund her lavish lifestyle and military campaigns, causing hardship for her subjects. The alliance with Rome. Cleopatra's alliance with Rome, particularly her relationships with Caesar and Antony, led to a loss of independence for Egypt and increased Roman influence over the kingdom. The civil wars, Cleopatra's involvement in Roman politics, and her support for Mark Antony in his struggle against Octavian, later Emperor Augustus, contributed to the instability and civil wars that plagued the Roman Republic. Cleopatra used propaganda and myth-making to enhance her image and manipulate public perception, often distorting or exaggerating her achievements and virtues. While Cleopatra was engaged in foreign affairs and military campaigns, she allegedly neglected domestic affairs, leading to social and economic problems in Egypt. Some accounts portray Cleopatra as a tyrannical ruler who suppressed dissent and persecuted her political opponents. Cleopatra often exploited her allies and supporters for her own gain, betraying them when it suited her interests. Cleopatra appropriated Egyptian culture and religion for political purposes, exploiting the country's heritage to legitimize her rule. Cleopatra reportedly persecuted religious groups that opposed her rule or refused to recognize her as a divine ruler. Extravagant celebrations. Cleopatra's lavish celebrations and public spectacles, funded by the state treasury, were criticized for their extravagance and wastefulness. Mistreatment of captives. Cleopatra reportedly mistreated captives and prisoners of war, using them as pawns in her political games. Sexual exploitation. Cleopatra's relationships with powerful men like Caesar and Antony have been criticized as examples of sexual exploitation and manipulation. Legacy of corruption. Cleopatra's rule left a legacy of corruption, political instability, and economic hardship that contributed to the decline of the Ptolemaic kingdom and its eventual annexation by Rome. It's important to approach these claims with caution, as many of them are based on biased or unreliable sources. Cleopatra's legacy is complex and multifaceted, and historians continue to debate her true character and the nature of her rule up to today.